Yesterday we discussed about name node. We discussed about what is the limitations of the name node. Limitations we discussed, and we discussed about the secondary name node, and we discussed limitations as well. We discussed limitations as well. Then we discussed something called checkpointing. Checkpointing. Checkpoint node. We discussed something about checkpoint node, and we have seen what is the limitations of checkpointing. Okay, we have discussed about these three. Okay, yesterday we discussed about these three. Now we have seen some limitations of the checkpoint node, right? We have seen some limitations of the checkpoint node. So how to solve those limitations, how to solve those limitations, how to overcome those limitations, so we will be seeing now. So before getting into that discussion, uh, before getting into that discussion uh, okay, let no chat messages before getting into. One second. Manoj, this is my number. This is my number. Okay. So before discussing about that, okay, let's have a little recap. At the end, we had a little discussion about few important questions, right? Those important questions we need to understand. Okay, I'm going to repeat those questions one more time for our better understanding. So yesterday we discussed how FS image will be made. So as I said, FS image will be made by taking your edit log from the name node, your name node itself. I'm not talking about second name node, checkpoint node. I'm talking about name node. What name node will do? It will read the edits from the edit file or your log file or your journal file, whatever you call that file name. It will read the edits from that and it will merge with the FS image. It will merge with the FS image. So your new FS image will be created. So here I would like to tell you, you are telling that you already have an FS image, what it will do while as part of the merge process. So each FS image file, if you see, it will start with some transaction ID. It will start with some transaction ID, right? So whenever it is merged with the new changes, it will rename the existing file. It will rename the existing file. It will rename the an existing file. So let me show you here one more time for the more clarification about this, because these are the internals of a name node we need to understand better way. Okay. So the edits has been read from the edit file, it will merge with FS image, it will create a new FS image. It means it is not creating a brand new one. Whatever the FS images exist, it is merging with it, and it is renaming the existing FS image with the transaction IDs. Look at here, guys. If this is started, okay, okay, name node. Everyone, please remember this address. This is very much important. We, as being a developer or administrator, we should know what is this position, what is this location. Okay, so how this position has been created, how this directory structure has been created, I will show you later as part of the installation or as part of the explanation of the configurations. Not to worry about it. Okay, we will not create manually. Some people will create manually, but we don't need to create manually. It will take automatically. Your name node will create, your Hadoop cluster will create automatically. So when this is the current transactions in progress file, these are all my old edit files, and this is my current edit file. It is all the transactions are going on this, and this is my previous FS image. This is my current FS image. Suppose if any checkpointing means merging your edits with the FS image. If any checkpointing is happen, what it will do, it will take the transactions from this in progress file and it will merge with this, and it will rename the file FS image name. The FS image name, look at guys here, the FS image name looks like a transaction number. What is this transaction number? If you look at here in edits, this is my transaction number starting and this is my transaction number ending, right? So your FS image will be renamed with the lost transaction ID. Your FS image will be renamed with the lost transaction ID. That will be your latest transaction. I mean latest FS image. Maybe your edit in progress will have a different transaction ID because this is a currently existing one, currently running one. So obviously it will be having a difference between these transactions. FS image, it was a last merge, last merge, whatever the transaction we have merged, that transaction ID is here. And the edit file, the current edit file in progress will have the different transaction ID. Why? Because now it is the transactions are keep happening in this file. This file is not at merged. This file is not at merged. That's why your edits in progress have a different transaction ID, more greater than your FS image transaction ID. I hope everyone is clear. Now why too many FS image? So forget about .md5 files. The .md5 file is for checking whether the, I mean, it makes sure that whether the file is corrupted or not. It will create us one checksum code. We'll call it a checksum. Okay, when you create a checksum, the checksum will be created based on the file name, content of the file, right? If anyone change the content of the file, the checksum will change. When you're reading the file, it will create one checksum. If this checksum and that checksum is not matched, then that file is corrupted. To make sure that the file is not corrupted, we'll use the MD5 checksum. We will talk more about MD5 checksum, not to worry at that point now. Now, I hope everyone is clear how the edit file is made. How, sorry, FSMH has been made. Then the next question is, why in your setup I'm seeing too many, I mean not only two, I'm seeing multiple FSMH files in your cluster. I'm seeing multiple FSMH files in your cluster. Guys, here you may see multiple FSMH files, not only two. It is not restricted to, it can be more. Okay, so as I said yesterday, we can also take a backup of FSMH. We can also create a FSMH. That's the one. There is a command. I still not yet find the commands. I know that I have executed the command. Okay, and other way is your name node makes sure that always it will maintain two FS image. It will maintain two FS images. Why the two? It has to maintain two FS images because the FS image what you are seeing is, whatever the FS image you are seeing is the current transaction. The latest up to date FS image. The previous one is for, it will maintain two FS images for, I mean last two FS images. I can say last two FS images. The current one and previous one. That's it. But if you see edits, so many edits are there. Why it has to maintain the previous one? For the, I can say backup purpose, or it can say audit purpose. If something went wrong with the current FS image, I can get it from the previous FS image. At least till this transaction, whatever the transactions I have made, I can get them. That's why it is maintaining two transactions. To see that, guys, for you guys, I have collected the configurations for that. Let me show you those configurations here. Yep. Okay, this is the configuration name. Okay, so let me put in the checkpoints retain. Okay, let me show you in the file itself, not in the my Windows machine. Let me show in the setup itself. Go to share doc Hadoop and search for default. There is another configuration file called default configuration, which will be having all the configurations. Default configurations, which will be having all the configuration in this file. Not to worry at this point if you didn't understand. I will explain that later, not part of the installation. You really don't worry about this. Look at guys here. in the system configuration, there is something called dfs.nameNode.number.checkpoints retain. By default, it is 2. Your default configuration will contain all the default values. By default, it is 2. The number of image checkpoints files that will be retained by your name node and secondary name node is their storage directories. All edit log necessary to recover up to date namespace from the oldest retained checkpoint will be also be retained. So they clearly mention that they're clearly mentioning that. So they by default they're storing the current transaction fs image as well as the last transaction, the previous transaction fs image in it. But all your edit logs will be there. But all edit logs will be there to recover up to date namespace from the oldest retained checkpoint. If you suppose if you want to retain the latest checkpoint, suppose I don't have both. Let's assume that I don't have the previous checkpoint. I have the current checkpoint which is a corrupted. So how can I retain? So what we will do, then we have to make use of all the edits and we have to do it manually, right? So that's the reason there are some configurations like this. So other configuration, if you see the other configuration, if you see here, okay, the other configuration if you see here, dfs dot name node dot num extra edits retain. So this is the number. These many edits can be stored in this. So as I shown in the directories, those many can retain here. Those many can available in a my setup. I mean your Hadoop setup. But FSMS will be only last two setup. FSMS will be last two. Okay. I hope I have answered these two questions. Third question is how secondary name node knows about the transactions which is happening in a primary name node. So yesterday this question was raised by one of my friend. The question was I have answered him, but I want to put it in a better way now. So the better way is, so now we are going to see we are going to continue what was the way discussed yesterday. Let's assume that this is my name node. Wow, super. It's a name node. This is my secondary name node. Now we know that there are some configuration. One is 1 hourly basis, or there is another one 1 million transactions, and there is one more configuration which will be keep checking whether these two are happen or not. Now, so these will be having edits and fs image. So I'm not going with detail because we already know about it. Okay, now 1 hour I know that. So because the secondary name node will be maintaining its a schedule, so every 1 hour it will go and fetch the records. That's I'm very much clear about the 1 hour. That's what he said. And his question was, so how your secondary name node knows 1 million transactions? So as I said yesterday, the same configuration also will be available in the name node. So your secondary name node also will be having the same configurations, right? So who will be keep track of all the edits? Who will be keep track of all the edits? Your name node only, right? So because all the transactions will be coming to your name node, all the transactions will be coming to your name node. So in between what your secondary name node will do, what the point we missed yesterday, I'm going to discuss that point. So what your secondary name node will be doing, it will be keep pitching him or keep polling him or keep pinging him, saying that every 60 seconds, guys, every 60 seconds this guy will be pinging saying that what about the transactions, how many un how many unmerged or unprocessed transactions you have. It will be keep pinging like that. So it will be keep asking, your secondary name node will be keep asking him, so how many missing transactions are available with you. I mean missing transaction means which are not merged. So your name node will be responding to him. Your name node will be responding to him. That's what I said yesterday. Your name node will be responding to the secondary name node. But we missed the point is which is pinged to him. So we didn't discuss this point. So the point is here, every 60 seconds, your secondary name node will be pointing to the name node by asking how many unformatted or unmerged transactions you have, unprocessed transactions you have, tell me. So it will be keep asking that. While asking, if it is meet 1 hour, 1 hour, it will directly get it. No doubt at all. While asking, the name node responded with 1 million. okay, fine. So you did whatever it's enough, you give me the files, so I'll take care of the merge process. So while it is asking, when it respond with the 1 million transaction, that time your name node, secondary name node, will pick your edits and FS image and will start merging it. Am I answered your question, Anil and others who asked yesterday this question? Because I missed this point, so I thought to repeat it.
Yes, Veera, it's very much clear. But one thing is, say, assume that by 45 minutes it reached 1 million records. So your name
Did
node has
match.
given edit file to secondary
Yes.
node.
Yes.
So then that 1 hour configuration, it will start from that particular time again.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay. Okay. All
Whenever
right.
the merges happen, from
Thank you.
that time only the 1 hour will be there.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah. So there is one more question: why name node edits or FS image is not in the HDFS? There is another question raised by one of our participant. The question is why my name node edits and FS image is not in the HDFS. I have answered this question, but I want to put it in the same way for all whoever missed yesterday. So because it's very simple, guys. Very simple. Okay. Now I try to put it in very simple now. So when HDFS come into picture, when HDFS come into picture, when you have a name node and data node, correct? When I have a name node and data node, if I keep, it's the same thing I said yesterday. If I keep the name node into HDFS, let's say the HDFS layer, if my name node is down, how can I fetch these records from HDFS? I don't know where I kept. How can I fetch the records? I cannot fetch. Am I right, guys? If your name node is not there, you cannot talk to your HDFS. Yes or no? If your name node is merged, your name node is failed or stopped, I cannot talk to HDFS at all. Understand, guys, what I'm trying to explain? That's why your name node and your FS image and edit log cannot be in a HDFS. And to recover, right, to recover. And also, as I said before, your edit log and FS image will be keep updating. Your edit log and FS image will be keep updating. So the if it is an HD, if it is a HDFS, you cannot modify the data once you write into it. HDFS is read once, write once, read many. So read only. Whatever the file is in HDFS is a read only. So that's another reason to not keep the your edits and FS image into HDFS. I hope everyone is clear about those questions. Now let's continue the limitations what we have seen with the secondary name checkpointing node. Let's continue with the checkpoint node. Okay, this is my name node. This is my checkpoint node. Okay, this is my name node. This is my checkpoint node. So I'd say it's CKPNN. So I can say CNN. Okay, I can say CN, checkpoint node. So I can say simply CN. CN, checkpoint node, right? Now, so what we have discussed yesterday, so this guy will be having its own edits. So he has edit here and he has FS image here. He has edits and FS image here. And what your checkpoint is doing, checkpointing hourly basis or transactions, it will be talking to give request. He will send the request for taking that, and your name node will respond with the edits and FS image. He will respond with the edits and FS image. So this guy will take edits and FS image locally. He will merge it. Correct. He will take edits and FS image. He will create a updated FS image. He will create updated FS image. I will say IF UF. Then this UF will give back to him. In meanwhile, he will already created a new edit file for his changes. So now you have given the updated or you can say .ck checkpointed fs image, checkpointed fs image, updated fs image. So now he'll be keep doing that. Now when it means to again a transaction, when it means to 1 hour, he will request again, he will take. So this is how the process will be keep going on in checkpointing node, right? So what is the limitations we see? The same limitations as we saw in the secondary name node. One is, so still name node restart time is to restart the name node, it's taking some time, okay, right? To restart name node is taking some time to restart. Name node is required some more time to restart. Okay, one second guys, someone is asking some questions, but I can see screen. I did it many 3 times. uh, so every hourly basis it will fetch the edit and fs image to checkpoint node, it will merge it, it will create an updated fs image when it reaches 1 million transactions. Those features are not changed, those was not changed. And what it will do, it will give back to the second name node, what are the updated file, it will upload back to the name node, right? So still I have seen name node restart time is taking, let's say in middle. So my transaction start at 8 and next 9, next 10, at 10:30 or 10:45 it is failed, so I have to do a transaction merge in this time. This may take some time, right? So that is the time I'm talking about. The second one is still data loss is there, still data loss is there, still data loss is there. So how to overcome this problem? How to overcome this problem? So in this case, in this case, in this case, Hadoop come up with something called backup node. Guys, please listen everyone. Hadoop come up with something called backup node. Hadoop come up with something called backup node. What backup node will do? What backup node will do? Let's look at guys what it will do. I'll show you. What backup node will do? The backup node, the backup node, this is name node. Let me name it again, name node. And this is BKP node or BN, whatever you call. Okay, backup node. So this backup node, this is name node RAM. Always sync with backup. Your backup node always sync with your name node RAM. You always sync with your name node RAM. So when it sync with name node RAM, what is happening? Whatever the transactions you are doing in the name node, the same transactions will be reflected in a backup node. The same transactions will be reflected in a where guys? Backup node. So your name node, whatever the transactions are happening here, the same, because it's a keep syncing, right? So whatever the transactions you are doing here, that is sync with the name node. So your backup node. So your backup node is getting into RAM. From the RAM, it is taking edits, and it has a FS image, and it is merging here, and it is merging here, right? It means up to date. Whatever the transactions you are doing, all the transactions are coming into, where? Your backup node. So now there is no checkpointing. Every hour I not come to and ask you. There is no checkpointing here. There is no checkpointing. Like we are avoiding. You are asking like every 1 hour, every 1 hour or every of whenever meters of 1 million transactions. I'm not going to ask you. I'm not going to pull you every time. So whenever whatever the transactions are happening with you, you just need to send me, because I'm syncing with you. Because I'm syncing with you, right? So your backup node will have the up-to-date edits and fs image. Then that edits and fs image will take into the it's a local disk, and will start merging it. In this scenario, In this scenario, do you see? Okay, so in this case, it will be keep merging. Let's start in the first case. What is our case one? Case one was machine was down. Case one is machine down. Name node, restart, just to restart. In this case, is there anything to name node to merge? Is there anything name node has to take care merge process or checkpointing process? Is there name node has to take a checkpoint process when it restart? Actually, no checkpoints here. So something happened to name node. Name node, is there anything to name node to do merging? Nothing. Nothing to do merge because all anyway the up to date file is there with the name node. Up to date file is there with the name node. Sorry, backup node. Right? You don't need to do any merge. Right? The second one, when the name node is completely dead, is there any data loss? Is there any data loss? Guys, could you please respond someone? Is there any data loss?
No, no.
Right?
There is
So
no data.
we are avoiding both the limitations. We are avoiding both the limitations using backup node. We're using both the limitations we're avoiding using backup node. Any doubt till here?
No, Virya.
Others? I'm hearing only few guys. So here the requirement is because your backup node is syncing with the name node, your backup node also should have a same configuration as your name node. And also not only this backup node, even in secondary name node and checkpoint node, the case is same. Wherever your name node is loading your edits, right, there will be some location, right, there will be some location, some directory. So in my case, as I shown you, the location should be same in these machines also. It is true in both the cases. It is true in a secondary name node or checkpoint. In both the cases, that is true. So whatever the directory structure you have in a name node for storing edits and fs image, same directory structure should be there for backup node as well. Backup node as well. I hope it's clear. What are the limitations with the name node? What is the limitations with the secondary name node? What is the limitation with the checkpointing node? And finally, we reach to backup node. So here a question to you guys. Do you see any limitation here?
Yeah, the only limitation is it's too dependent on backup node now. So if something happens at the same time for both the nodes, then it will
Same.
be a problem,
Very good.
I think.
Okay. So, but that is everywhere is right. You are expecting that a complete setup is going down.
Yes, right.
So that's all the
So these
cases.
are the extreme cases.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
a very
these
extreme
are the
case,
extreme cases. Yeah.
right? Apart from any other doubt?
Yeah, Ravi, I have one note.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think. Yeah, actually, a backup node means something. If the name node is also, it has to start the services right from the backup node. So it
Correct.
takes some time to start the name node. Maybe that is a drawback.
No, that's a very little that is how you start your normal services of the name node. That's also same. You have to use something called DFS name
Just
node
start.
hyphen backup. Nothing. Hyphen backup. Only the how you start with other services. The same way. Now, you are doing nothing here. You're just starting the service, backup node service. So that's
But it takes
anyway.
time.
No, why it will take just like one no. So anyway, your name node is starting your back data nodes. I think you are
Hmm.
aware of it. Who is starting your slave nodes? Your name node only. And the same way to
Name
start the
node
backup
only.
node. So I don't see any
Okay,
problem
okay.
there. But I see one problem. So I'm going to explain that. I'm guessing that someone will guess the, someone can tell me that problem. So think logically and tell me. So I'm just asking you to think out of the box. Okay. So let me put me myself here, or anyone is thinking on it.
Hello, Veera.
Yeah, Arvind.
What would be the metadata information? The different nodes will be having the name node will be having the metadata information, right?
Uh-huh.
About all the data nodes.
Okay.
So whether the same metadata information will be there with the backup node?
Yes, it is always sync, right? It will be there. But in this case, do we need to maintain the metadata information in the name node? Do we need to maintain edits and FSMs in the name node? Is there any requirement
I
like
think
that?
not required.
We don't need
It
it.
is required, right? Metadata information.
Anyway, it is there in the RAM, right? Why we need it? When it is when it is live, all the information will be there in the RAM. When it is in live, all the information will be in the RAM. So you no need to store in the hard disk of name node. You no need to store anything in the name node hard disk. That is advantage. That's not a limitation. Anything else? Any other guess?
One thing, the secondary node will be connecting to the name node. So the updated file which secondary nodes send back to name node, it will
Where
be
is
available
secondary?
only with the name node, right?
Anil, why secondary name node come into picture here? We're
No,
talking
no,
about
a
backup node.
secondary node anyways it will be, yeah, yeah. No, no, not backup node. The one, what is it? Secondary node and the other
Checkpoint.
one, I'm sorry, yeah, checkpoint node.
Mm-hmm.
So after merging, it will send back the updated FS file to name node, right?
Correct.
So that updated FS file will be there only with the name node. So whether it will be there with the backup node also?
Where here it is. See, here we don't have a
Mm-hmm.
checkpoint. We have replaced the checkpoint with a backup node. We saw some limitations of the checkpoint node. We are replaced with the backup node service.
Okay, okay,
Now
okay,
there is no
okay,
more checkpoint service here,
okay, 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 fine. Yeah.
right? Fine. Try to understand here what is the limitation I'm going to tell you here. If it is a checkpoint node or secondary name node, you can configure any number of checkpointing nodes to the name node. Any number. For your better backup purpose, you can connect any number of secondary name node or checkpoint node. You can connect any number. Any number. Any number of secondary name node or checkpoint can be connected with a name node. Okay, but when it comes to the when it come to with a backup node, you can connect only one backup node. You can connect only one backup node. You can connect with a only one backup node. Clear?
Why is it so, Veera?
I mean, it is syncing with the RAM,
What?
right? If you connected multiple machines to syncing with the RAM, your name node is busy with responding to the other guys. So he will not give the response to the data nodes and the client. If I multiple people are
Okay.
talking to my brain, whether I'll respond to properly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. No.
So the same case here as well.
Okay. 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 So since it's directly talking to the name node RAM, so
Exactly.
yeah. Okay. Fine. All right.
Any other doubt? Still, I do see one more limit here. One more limitation here. If name node goes down, someone said if name node goes down, if what happened with the both goes down, we can shut it down the cluster. We can sit at home. We can, you know, we can what do you say? We can just continue with our other work. If both are going down, is the extreme case, guys. So don't think if both are going, we can't do anything. If something disaster happen, something or everything is dead, nothing can be done. We're happily sit in the office room. We can happily have a chit chat with the friends, colleagues, because we have a reason. Cluster is not working, right? That's a very extreme case. That's a very extreme case. We don't have any alternative for that. Okay. So any other guesses? Okay. Let me reveal myself. Now, name node is a single point here. Now, this name node is a single point of failure, and everyone is contacted to the name node. If name node is goes down, if name node is goes down, what will happen? Your name node itself is gone down. Can someone tell me? If name node itself is gone down, what will happen? So admin, admin has to do? Admin has to come. He'll check it. What is the problem? It's just a network problem. He'll restart and he will do something. While restarting, to network to fix this issue by an admin, will it take half an hour or still completely dead? He has to bring a new machine. He has to bring a new machine. Will it take more than hour, 2 hours, 3 hours? Yes or no? So till the time the cluster is down, we cannot access the cluster till the time.
No.
So what the problem is, we are saying, if something goes wrong with the name node, being a single point of failure, if something goes wrong with the name node, I cannot do anything. I cannot no, do any service with my cluster. I cannot do any transaction with my cluster, because since name node is a single point of failure, since name node is the point of contact, I can say instead of that, my name node is the point of contact, right? So to
Yes.
avoid that limitation, Hadoop come up with something called high availability. What is that? High
Okay.
availability. HDFS high availability. Guys, please carefully listen this. This is really important. HDFS highly availability. HDFS high availability. So what is the HDFS highly availability? It's telling that I'll be highly available all the time. How? How? In this case, we will be having two name nodes. In this case, we will be having two name nodes. We'll be having two name nodes. We'll be having two name nodes and multiple data nodes. Okay. And this guy will be talking to this, and this guy we can talk here. This, this, this. This name node is called active name node. This name node is called standby name node. It's not secondary name node, guys. It is a standby name node. This name, one name node is called active name node. Other one is called standby name node. So you'll be having all your data nodes. Here you have all your data nodes. So what will happen in this case? If I have two name nodes, what is advantage? What is the advantage I'm getting here? The advantage you are getting here is both will be there in your cluster. This cluster, the active name node will be taking care of all write operations. Your passive name node will be taken care by all read operations when both are available. When both are available, keep in that quote, when they both are available. Let's take an example. Our manager and our team lead is available. So what our manager will do, hey lead, I will do this work, you do this work. Yes or no? If lead is not available, what our manager will do? Both works he will only do. Correct? First advantage is, one, with the both are available, so they will share the work and they will start doing that. If any one of these absent, irrespective of act, so let's say active will be always active, so I can say it is the who is primarily taking up more roles, more responsibility, like manager, and your secondary standby name node is like a lead who has less responsibilities than your manager, and this guy will be taking care of all the right operations, right? Now if this machine gone down, your manager is off, then your lead become a manager, then lead will be ordering everything, and lead will be showing you hell, right? So he will be acting as he is the manager and he is the owner of the project, right? So the same way here, when this goes down, your lead come into picture, your standby name come into picture. He will take care of the both the roles. He will take care of the both the roles. Okay, Ravi, the load balancing is fine and highly available is fine. Then what about backup, merging? What about backup or merging? right? Here we need to understand one thing. There will be some more central system. There will be one more central system here. We'll configure one more central system. That central system will be shared by both the guys. Okay, anyway, this guy is always taking read operations. He don't need to update anything here. So okay, both will be in sync. Okay, this guy will be writing edits into this machine, and this guy will be picking them into standby name node, picking them here, and he'll be merging. He will be merging. Who is merging here? Standby, because he's less responsibilities. So let's take a responsibility of the merging as well, and he will take the merging, and he'll keep updating here. He'll keep updating in this location. Okay, he'll merge and he'll update. So the merge process is taken by your secondary name node. Sorry, standby name node. Any doubt? So there are multiple ways to set
Okay,
up.
here, sorry Ravi, sorry to interrupt. Now, when we are doing some operations through client now,
Mhm.
so to which node actually it will interact now?
So it's the write operation or read operation.
Say right.
It will contact to active name node.
Okay, in case of read, it will contact to
Standby.
standby node.
Yes.
Okay,
And
fine.
this high availability configuration, like we can configure this setup, this high availability setup in a multiple ways, guys, by using the third central piece I have told, right? This can be a network storage area network, NAS services, or it can be network area storage, whatever you call, right? Another, you can have a zookeeper. There is one more coordinate service where you can have a zookeeper. You can do with a zookeeper. There are some journal nodes, quorum journal nodes, people call quorum journal nodes. You can do a setup with using that. You can also do using those nodes setup. Guys, I know that I'm not showing you some configurations here as part of this discussion, but you can find all the configuration in this Google itself. You can find, or you can also get it from somewhere. So HDFS default XML file I have shown right in my setup before. The same file is available in the Google also. The same file whatever I have shown here, the same file will be available there in the Google also. So you can also go through these things. You can clearly see all these your configurations, DFS no name node period, and checkpoint transactions. So I said 1 hour based. When the checkpointing is 1 hour based, look at here. And I said the transaction 1 million. Check it here. And I said every 60 seconds it will be keep pinging your polling your name node 60 seconds. And okay, the maximum retries. So the secondary name node tried, suppose if anything is failed, retries the failed checkpointing. Suppose if anything is failed to doing a checkpointing, it will retry 3 times. That may be various reason for the network or some, your system is busy using some things. Okay, how many FSMAs can be maintained? Minimum 2. And how many edits can be maintained? Is also 1 million, right? So here you can also see some configurations. So see, I mean, I also not expert in all the configurations because there are so many configurations to remember. So I cannot remember all the configurations because few what we need for the development or what we need for the admin, only few I know, not all configurations, right? If you see this configuration file, there are so many configurations. Look at, guys, here. It will start from here and it has a huge to go down. There are so many configurations here to remember, right? So that's why, so I few things we what we really require we remember, and what we really require for our setup, we will put them into HDFS site.xml. So we will talk about that later, and let's have a discussion about this. So whatever is specific to your cluster, like a block size, like a replication, like your data node, where it has to be there, a data node directory, a name node directory, what is specific to your project, that we will do. Those setup we will do in a uh, 1 second, guys. We will do that, Hadoop site.xml file. Hadoop site.xml file. Sorry, Hdfs site.xml. I forgot the Hadoop site. It's a Hdfs site.xml. You can look at here. Either you can open there or you can open in this as well. Sometimes it will open correctly. You can open the browser as well. So some of the configurations, which are the minimum, bare minimum, replicate the what is called configuration for my setup. It is in the real-time cluster. They may have some more configurations like replication factor, maximum replication, minimum replication. Anyway, default values only for the explanation I have taken here. Your name node directory, data node directory, and your DFS permissions, and a block size, your hosts, include hosts and exclude hosts. We'll talk more about these things. It's not a good time to discuss about them, right? So the bare minimum configurations we'll write into hdfs site.xml, which is specific to our site. Site means our project, our environment. The default files will contain the default related configurations. Okay, there are the various core and HDFS and MapRead, and we have AON. There are different kind of site specific files. We will see them later. So at this point we don't need it to discuss about them. Okay, so I hope everyone is clear about the high availability. Everyone is clear about the high availability. And so there are some limitations here. So I'm stopping the session here. So if you have any questions, you can go ahead and ask me. Till today, what are the questions you have? You can go ahead and ask me. We will discuss about them.
Yeah, Ravi, I have one doubt.
Yeah, Mallikarjun, tell me.
Yeah, when will be a chance for the active name node goes down? What are the chances?
As similar as how your name node goes down, what will be the chances, like network failure, like
Power failure.
power failure for the system, like that.
Okay. Okay. It's similar to name node. What I mean,
Similar,
same
similar. It's
problems.
a physical machine, right? So similar cases apply here as well.
Okay.
These are all physical machines, guys. Your name node, data node, secondary name node, checkpoint node, those are all whatever we have discussed. Those are physical machines. All are physical machines in the network. There are daemons. We will talk about the daemons later, like your job tracker, task tracker, name node daemon, data node daemon, the service, name node service, data node service, secondary name node service. Those are daemon services. We will see about them later. Okay, and still there is a limitation in this. So try to know. I mean, there is a limitation, but it's not always. The limitation it will not come for everyone, each and everyone. Okay, that's a bare minimum limitations. So you guys can guess it. Else we can discuss tomorrow. Any other doubts?
Hi Ravi, I have one doubt.
Yeah, go ahead. PSLN. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, what is disaster recovery management?
Disaster recovery management. So could you please elaborate what I think we have discussed about this in some time before as well. The same thing. Okay, what is the disaster recovery management? What you are expecting?
Yeah, actually, the FS image and edit logs we will store the another system.
Could you please repeat? I lost. Could you please repeat?
Yeah. Actually, FS image and edit logs files are stored in another system.
Okay.
Once name node will crash that,
Mm-hmm.
that FS image and edit logs will be stored in other system.
Correct.
That will act as a name node.
No,
Am I
that will
right?
here it will act as a name node. Correct. In this high availability.
Okay.
So if your active name node goes down, anyway, your secondary name node knows what is up to date FS image. Secondary, it's not secondary name node, standby name node. He will take a role of. He
Okay.
will act as a master, primary master. But as soon as he goes down, any of the mission gone down in the cluster, the mail will be triggered to your administrator. So he will take care of that.
Okay. Thank you, Ravi.
Yeah.
Ravi,
Hi, Veera.
here active name node.
Yeah, go ahead. Active
Yeah.
name node.
Here active name node will talk to standby name node via that the other machine, right? Third party.
It will not talk to the standby name node. Never. They are rivals.
I mean, it'll send the edit files to merge to standby name node, right?
It will
So
never.
whether it will send directly or
It will just put into the central piece, the central storage.
yes.
He
So from there actually,
standby name node will pick.
yeah, standby name node will pick. So now there is a high dependency on that particular system, right? In
Which
this case,
which particular system? The second standby name node.
that no, the third party which
Yes. Yes. Yes.
active name node puts edit files to that particular file.
Yes.
Yeah, if something happens to that particular system, then yeah, we may lose the data.
So where standby name node will have the same copy, right?
Yeah, before getting the edit files from there.
They all keep syncing.
So if that system,
So
okay,
so what
what's the interval or something?
there will be some interval. We need to check that the configuration. So in this case, if this
Okay.
active name node and this central whatever storage area network or quorum, whatever you call, if both are goes down at a time, there may be little data loss. There may be a chance.
Yes. Okay.
If both go at a time,
Mm-hmm.
both go down. So there is very rare scenarios.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Any other doubts?
Hi, Veera. Sanchari here.
Yeah, Sanchari, tell me.
Actually, yeah. Actually, I have a question like which the current Hadoop 1 or Hadoop 2, which architecture follows this structure, that is active name node and secondary name node?
Hadoop 2.
This structure is currently followed.
Hadoop 2.
Hadoop 2.
Yeah.
Okay, so so the previous structure that you were discussing, like name node and the secondary name node or checkpoint node, this architecture is still used.
No, the high availability, your checkpointing, and checkpointing is came from the Hadoop 2. So in the Hadoop 1, it is the architecture still only secondary name node. So checkpointing node, backup node, and all high availability and other features are from Hadoop 2.
Okay, so in case of backup node, backup node is totally replacing secondary name node and
Yes.
checkpointing node because of their limitation.
Your
Okay.
checkpointing node
And
is replacing secondary name node. Your checkpointing node replacing secondary name node. The
okay.
backup node is replacing your checkpoint node. The backup node is replacing by high
Okay.
availability.
Okay. And one thing you mentioned that we can attach a number of secondary name nodes or number of checkpointing nodes, whereas we can only add only one backup node.
Correct.
Okay, so yeah, so what about the memory storage? Because as we can add a number of secondary name nodes or number of checkpoint nodes, so that can be easy to find, like whenever my name node is down, that there are number of nodes that is kind of distributed. So whenever we try to get the backup my data, that wherever the data that are backup in secondary name node or checkpoint node, but in case of only one backup node, won't it be difficult to find the entire data in one node?
It is not
Only
actually
this
data, it is only
maintaining.
metadata, right? It is the backup node is contains only metadata. So that's what the whatever the configuration you have as name node, the same configuration will be there in the backup node. So I understand what is the question. If you have a multiple secondary name node, multiple checkpoint nodes, I may get the backup from the different machine. But whereas, see, even if let's very simple here. So let me put it in very simple. You have one checkpoint node here. Let's say this is checkpoint node, CN. Okay, and here you have one CN. Okay, now the machine is gone down, so you have to fetch from this machine or this machine, correct? So the edits and FSMS will load the same location, either here or here. The location will be same. Let's say in this case slash Vera, here also should be slash Vera only, no? Okay, so if either of machine I can talk to this machine to get the edits, right? Yes or no? Either I can connect to this machine, the same copy will be there in this machine also. The same copy, the copy will be same, correct? So
Okay, yes,
this is a similar to your backup also, right? In the backup also, I have the data in /Vera. I can talk to this guy and get it there, right?
yes, yes. Actually, what is happening in case of multiple checkpoint node, that is the replication coming in the picture.
Yes.
There's two copies of same data.
Why we need that? If we want here, if you want the such kind of replication,
Yes.
you connect another
Mm,
plain normal machine, okay, schedule your cron job
mm,
by using Linux, get this FS image, load into some other wherever they would wish, you can load it there.
yes. Okay, understood.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Actually,
thank you.
having multiple checkpoints also is a trouble. Okay, it's not trouble. It is degrading your performance of the name node. So how this guy will be talking and this guy also will be asking. Let's say you are working on one defect fixing. Okay, I'm keep coming and asking some doubts. Hey, what is that? Hey, what is this?
Mm,
How you fix this? So
yeah.
will you concentrate on your things,
No, no.
right? That's why even having
Yes,
multiple
right.
name nodes, yeah, even having multiple no secondary name node or multiple checkpoint nodes are is still it's degrade the performance of the name node.
Yes,
It
yes.
can
Got
have,
it.
that's what it can have, but it's it is it's still up to you. So how up to our setup, like whether we need to keep it or not.
Yes. Okay, it can be set up like and
It
the
is not
administrator
mandatory.
can configure in that way.
Yes, it's not mandatory, but
Yeah,
it's an option. You can do it.
it's optional. Okay. Okay, got it. Yeah,
Yeah.
thanks.
Yep. Any other doubts? Okay. So I hope no one has a doubt. Thank you guys. Thanks for your time, and we'll continue tomorrow. Tomorrow we will be discussing about another feature, advanced feature than high availability. We'll be discussing another feature of our HDFS, and then the next class will be Monday. On Monday we'll be seeing some setup or
Ravi, actually, I have a general question actually. Like this is Hadoop is it required